All right. Good morning, class. So I will be your online learning coordinator for this subject for um, Web Development 1. So for today, we will discuss, or for this week, we will discuss the introduction to PHP, which is, of course, the programming language that we will be using for web development. Okay, so to start with the discussion, let us start with the objectives. So the objectives that we have for this specific module are the following. Of course, you are expected to understand the meaning of PHP, know the origin of PHP, understand what PHP can do, understand the reason why web developers use this programming language, which we call PHP, and know the steps as well in installing PHP. Of course, in order for us to write our program, we have to install PHP. And later on, after we install that, we should also be able to understand how to create your first PHP script or PHP program. Enumerate as well the different types of operating system that PHP can run, web browsers, database systems that, again, PHP can also run. Okay, so to start with, let's have our introduction. So PHP is one of the most widely used and recognizable web technology used on the internet. So originally, PHP is known as personal homepage, though most recently it has been changed to stand for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. So basically, guys, that's the original name of PHP. The recursive acronym stands for personal homepage. But of course, nowadays it is being called as PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. So that's the meaning of PHP, guys. So as you can see on the other side of the presentation, this is the a logo of PHP. So it is being called as elephant, and it is a blue elephant with the PHP logo on its side, designed by, of course, Vincent Pontier. Okay, so this genius guy, Rasmus Lerdorf, is the one who is behind the creation or development of the PHP programming language. So he began developing the PHP programming language in 1994 as a personal project of him who had created or he had created a series of Perl scripts which he referred to as his personal homepage tools for the maintenance of his personal web page. So in 1995, these tools were packaged and released as CGI binaries as the personal homepage or forms interpreter, which included, of course, support for web forms and communication with databases. So as you can see, guys, that he began developing the PHP programming language in 1994 as, again, just a personal homepage or personal project to maintain his own web page. Okay, so later on, after the creation or development of PHP, these two guys, Andy Gottmans and Zeev Suraski, rewrote PHP 3. This is the next version of the original PHP programming language. And then let's talk about more about the PHP development. After being released, PHP underwent rapid refinement and development, with the second version of PHP FI being released a mere 2 years later in November of 1997. Okay, and PHP 3 was released after that in 1998. That's a year after the second version has released or has been released, no, with PHP 4 and PHP 5 following in 2000 and 2004 respectively. PHP 5 is the version one of the latest version currently in use on most websites and included several new features such as support for object-oriented programming, a consistent interface for database access, and several major performance enhancements. So basically, guys, the this version has already offered object-oriented programming, which means that you are now capable of using different objects such as text boxes, buttons, something like those. Okay, and these are the things that PHP programming language can do. Of course, it has the ability to generate dynamic page content. It is also capable of creating, opening, reading, writing, deleting, and closing files on the server. Okay. PHP can also collect data using forms. That's why it's being, again, considered as an object oriented programming language. PHP can send and receive cookies. PHP can also add, delete, modify data in your database. And PHP can also encrypt data. So just to inform you in advance that the database that we can also use for this, most of the time programmers are using MySQL. So later on, as we go along, we will also introduce you to MySQL database. But for now, it's important for us to understand the capabilities of PHP or the things that PHP programming language can do. Okay, so why should we use PHP in web development? Of course, these are the main reasons why. PHP runs on various platforms such as Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac OS, and etc. So all of those platforms, can be used in order for you to run PHP. PHP is compatible with almost all servers used today, such as Apache, and some other well-known servers as well. So we will be using Apache anyways. PHP supports a wide range of databases. Aside from that, PHP is also free. All you have to do is to go to this website in order for you to download a PHP. PHP is easy to learn and runs efficiently on the server side. Okay, so basically, those are the main reasons why PHP is being used by programmers nowadays, and these may also be your reasons why you would like to use a PHP programming language to develop websites. Okay, so these are now the process of installing PHP. All we have to do is to use XAMPP, and once we have downloaded and installed SAMP, then that's the time that we can also download and install PHP. So all you have to do is to install again. That's the first step, SAMP. All right. So that depends on the operating system that you are using. All you have to do is to go to this website. That's again www.apachefriends.org/download.html. Then by visiting that website, you will be routed to the page wherein you can download SAMP. Afterwards, what you need to do is, of course, go and download SAMP. Go to download section on the SAMP or on this website. All right, this one. All you have to do is go to download section, wherein of course you can choose whether you would like to download some for Windows, depending again on your operating system, Linux, Mac OS. So depends again on your operating system. If you are using Windows, then click download SAMP for Windows. If you are using Linux, then all you have to do is to click download SAMP for Linux. And for Apple users, you can click download SAMP for Mac OS. Okay, then so this is how it looks like. If you are going to visit it, all you have to do is to download the latest version of SAMP. Let's say, for example, if you are using Windows, then this is how it will look like. So all you have to do is to click this download for Windows if you are using Windows operating system. Then after that, you will be routed to this part wherein um, you will be seeing this what they call this. You will be seeing this dialog box. But before that, all you have to do is to click on the executable file to start the SAMP installation process. Then click yes if user account control dialog box appears. Then after that, all you have to do is to choose the language that you prefer and then click OK. Then after that, you will be able to see this dialog box like this one. All you have to do is to click OK. And then after clicking OK, you will be routed to this part. All you have to do is to click Next. So after that as well, you will be able to see the next step. All you have to do is to verify that all the check boxes are checked, like these check boxes here. Again, you have to make sure that all of these check boxes are being checked. Then click Next. Okay. Then the last step is, of course, you will be able to see the installation progress. If it's already done, then you should be able to see this. And then all you have to do is to click Finish. So that's how easy it is to download and install PHP using XAMPP. Okay. And then the step 9 after that is there's a dialog box that will ask you, do you want to start the control panel now? You can choose to start the control panel now by clicking yes. It will directly open the XAMPP control panel like this one. Okay. But take note, if you want to start XAMPP control panel next time, all you have to do is to right click on the XAMPP icon found in the desktop or in the start menu. Then select Run as administrator. Then click Yes on the user account control pop-up like this one. Okay. And then the step 10, all you have to do is, again, after you are able to start up SAMP, then you should be able to see this. If the SAMP control panel is not already started, again, find the SAMP control panel in the start menu, like what I've said earlier, or its desktop icon. Okay, and then you should be able to see this. Okay. And then step 11, click on the start button next to Apache, like this one. You should be able to see the start button. And then also MySQL, that is again the database that we will be using. Click start. So upon clicking the start button, uh, we will have Apache and MySQL start as well. And then we have this step 12. All you have to do is to open your web browser, like any web browser, Mozilla Firefox. Most of the time, I'm using Google Chrome. Okay. Then all you have to do is to type localhost in the address bar, like what you can see here, localhost, and click enter. The browser will be directed or will be redirected to localhost sam slash .php. Then you should be able to see this logo. Okay. So basically that's it, guys. If you're able to do those processes or those steps, then you are successful in downloading and installing PHP using SAM. Okay, next thing that we need to discuss is dynamic web page. As you can see here that, of course, in order for us to access the internet, we should have an access to our local computer. And then the local computer will allow you to access web servers by means, of course, of having internet connection. Without your internet connection, you will not be able to access web servers, like servers for, let's say, Google, Facebook, some sort of servers like those. So what will happen, as you can see here, that the web server is processing the request depending on you. If you would like to log into your Facebook account, then it will process that request and you will be routed to your Facebook account. Then there is like PHP interpreter within that web server if PHP is being used as the server side programming language. And then, of course, you will have an access to the database. This time, if MySQL is being used, then the web server will allow you to access MySQL or your database. Okay, and after that, all of the data will be transferred to you. You'll be able to have a visibility again through this channel. You will be able to access it if you do have an internet connection, and that's the time that you can log in to your Facebook account. So that's basically the process, guys. And then the software requirements for this are the following: like any Linux operating systems would do, like Ubuntu, SUSE Linux, all of those Linux operating systems. And we also have Windows operating systems like Windows 8. If you're using Windows 10, Windows 10 Pro, Windows 7, you can use PHP again by means of having this operating system as well. Of course, we do have the Mac like Cheetah, Puma, Jaguar, Leopard, all of those Mac operating systems. We also have, of course, internet browsers like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, so on and so forth. So we can use all of these browsers here. Like if you're also using like an Apple device, then you can use Safari as well. Okay. So we also have web servers that are compatible. Like what I mentioned, we will be using Apache. So all of these web servers are also compatible. We also have databases, like what I've mentioned, we will be using MySQL. We also have other databases that we can use aside from that, like the following that you can see. All right, so we also have like software requirements or code editor as one of the software requirements. Like if you would like to edit your programs, then you can use like Notepad++. Most of the time, I'm using Notepad++ because I'm comfortable using it. So you can also use NetBeans, Dreamweaver, some sort of options like those. You also have, of course, other software requirements which are already included in your program like HTML. In order for you, of course, to build the foundation of your website, you need HTML. And for designing, you need CSS. We also have jQuery. We also have asynchronous JavaScript and XML. These are, again, some other software requirements that you may need in the future, and also JavaScript. But in the meantime, HTML and CSS, along with the PHP, you'll already be able to, and of course, MySQL, um, you'll already be able to write your program and create your own website. And these are again the following. Like we do have this web server Apache and our SAMP, of course PHP, and of course MySQL is already included. That's already part of your SAMP. So we're good to go. All you have to do is to, of course, have an operating system and these following like code editor. Okay, so let's try to write our first program. So like this one, as you can see here, that we do have our first program. The HTML component can be seen here. Again, to build the foundation of our website. Okay, and as you can see here, to have this kind of output, hello world, and then the date, this should be your program looks like. Like we do have the echo to print out that statement, hello world, that's the functionality of that. And then to get the date from your computer, then this is how you do it. The dollar sign today, okay, that's the variable name, and then equals to date. That's how we get the date from our computer. And then this is again the process of getting the date, and the format is the year comes first, the month, and the date. Okay, so that's the format. You can also change that, like if you would like to have the usual format like month, date, year. You can also change the format if you would like to. So this is again a simple program of showing this statement, hello world, and of course your or the date on your output. And then, of course, you are able to see this on your output as well because you have identified or included that to your program as a header, okay, using PHP script tags. So as simple as that. Well, later on, we'll be able to understand some other programs or some other codes as we go along with our discussions. But in order for you to understand how it's working or how to write your program, this is how it looks like. So just a simple program. And basically, that's it. When it comes to module one, that's the end of the module one. I'm looking forward to see you guys for module two. And I hope that you have learned what we need to again learn from this module. See you all guys to our next discussion.